Today we are going to start the basics elements of block diagram. Basics elements of block diagram. Okay. The basics are a block. Okay. First, these are the basics elements of block diagram. This is very important class. So that's why I am coming online classes. Okay. This is a very important class for you to solve the problems on the block diagrams. That's why today I am taking that online classes. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can we can discuss here only. Okay. So now basic elements of a block diagram. So the basic elements of block diagrams are block, the summing point, and the takeoff point. So these three elements are the basic elements of block diagram. What are those? Block, which is one of the elements of block diagram, summing point, and takeoff point. So these three elements are basic elements of block diagram. Okay. Now let us consider a block diagram of closed loop control system as shown in the following figure to identify these elements. Okay, let us consider the block diagram of closed loop control system as shown in the following figure to identify these three elements. What are those elements? Block, summing point, and takeoff point. Okay, so this is a very important concept. So this is a basic concept to solve the block diagram. Okay, so here how to represent the summing point? How to represent the summing point? So you can representing with this summing point circle with cross line. Circle with one circle with cross line. Those, so this symbol is representing the summing point. This symbol is representing the summing point. Okay, next takeoff point. Takeoff point. Okay, so here it is representing with one dotted line. It is representing with one dotted line. Dotted, sorry, dots. Okay, so next this is a block. Whatever this square, rectangular or square box is there, it is called as a box. It is called as block. Okay, next one is this is a also feedback block. This is also a feedback block. Okay, the above block diagram consists of two blocks. So G of S and H of S are the two blocks having a transfer functions G of S. So this is the transfer function of this block, and H of S. H of S is representing the feedback block. Okay, so you can take any control system. Okay, if it is having the feedback element, if it is having the feedback element, we have to representing its block with H of S. So this is a symbolic representation of a feedback control. H of S, H of S, and this is a transfer function of this signal flow. Okay, block. In the block, within the block, we are writing the transfer function. Within the block, we are writing the transfer function, and it is a feedback control, feedback element representation of block. Feedback element representation of the block. How to representing it? H of S, and the transfer function of this control system is representing with G of S. G of S. Okay, so next it is also having one summing point and one takeoff point. So here it is a summing point, it is representing with circle with two cross line. Okay, and takeoff point. So it is a takeoff point representing with one dotted line, dot. Okay, arrow indicates the direction of flow of signals. Arrow indicates the direction of flow of signals. Okay, so it represent direction of flow of signals. Signals are flowing in which directions? It will show the direction of signals, flow of signals. So okay, see here, this arrow is representing the signals are flowing in backward backward directions, and this is a forward directions. If the arrow is in this direction, it shows the signal flow in the forward direction. If the arrow is shows in this direction, the signal will flowing in backward direction. Okay, so the here it is a summing point It is a takeoff point. The arrow symbol is representing the signal flow. Okay, signal flow. Next, so we can discuss one by one now. What is the block? What is the takeoff point? And what is the summing point? So here block. The transfer function of a component is represented by a block. So this is the block representation of block. So inside this block we are going to write the transfer function. We are going to write the transfer function. We are going to write the transfer function. Okay. Block has a single input and single output. Block has single input and single output. So this is the input to the block and this is the output from the block. The block is having single input and single output. It is very important. The block is always having single input to this and single output from the block. So this is very important point. Okay. The transfer function of a component is represented by the block. So G of S is representing the transfer functions and the block is having the single input and the single output. Single input and single output. Okay. So we can write that transfer functions. Transfer function is nothing but it is a ratio of output by input. Output by input. What is the output? Output from the block diagram and input to the block diagram. So you can write that G of S is representing the transfer functions, that is equal to Y of S. Y of S is output from the block diagram and X of S is input to this block diagram. So that's why we are writing transfer function is G of S is equal to Y of S divided by X of S. Y of S divided by X of S. So we can also write that Y of S, this output is equal to G of S into X of S. Y of S is equal to G of S into X of S. So what it represent? Y of S is the output of this block diagram. So here the output block diagram is obtained by multiplying the transfer function of the block with input. The output of the block diagram is obtained by multiplying the transfer functions with input. This is very important. The output of the block diagram is obtained by multiplying this transfer function with input. So that's why here he has given that Y of S is equal to G of S into X of S. So always this output of the block diagram is obtained by multiplying this transfer functions with input. Okay. So next, this is about the block is nothing but what within the block we are going to represent the transfer function of that component. So whatever the component is there, so it is having one transfer function. That transfer function is representing within the block and the block is having one input and one output, only single input and single output, and the output from the block is obtained by multiplying this transfer function with input. This is regarding the block. Okay. The block diagram is why you are using the block. Within the block we are going to write the transfer function of that component and output output of that block is obtained by multiplying the transfer functions with input. Okay. So next one is summing point. So this summing point is representing with a circle having the cross inside it. So this is the summing point representation. It is a circle with cross line inside it. Circle line with cross line inside it. Okay. So now it has a two or more input and single output. See here, in the block we are having single input and single output. In the summing point we may have two or more than input. Here it is one input to this single summing point and it is a one input to this single summing point. but it should have only one output. It should have only one output. In the block diagram, we are having single input and single output. In the summing point, we are having two or more than two input, and it is having only single output. Single output. It produces algebraic sum of inputs. Algebraic sum of inputs. Okay. It also performs the summation and subtraction. Summation or subtraction or a combination of summation and subtraction. Combination of summation and subtraction. Okay. What will do this summing point? It is a function of summing point is performing the summation. Summation is adding, addition, or sometimes it is subtraction. Sometimes it is subtraction, or sometimes a combination of both, adding and subtraction. Adding and subtraction. Okay. It is based on the polarity of the input. It is based on the polarity of input. Let us see these three operations one by one. How it will operate. What are the operations? Summations or subtractions or combination of summation and subtraction. Okay. The following figure shows the summing point with the two inputs. The following figure shows the summing point with the two inputs, that is A and B. So here in this A and B are two inputs to this summing point, and the output from this summing point is A plus B. Y is equal to A plus B. Y is equal to A plus B. So this is the output from this summing point. A and B are two input to this summing point. Input to this summing point. Okay. So now one output Y. This is Y is the output from the summing point. A and B are the input to the summing point. Okay. The input A and B have positive sign. If the input A and the B will have both a positive sign, so the summing point produces the output Y as a sum of A plus B. So this is very important here. If these two inputs to the summing point is having the positive sign, and the output from the summing point is A plus B, or summation of AB, that is Y is equal to AB. Y is equal to AB. Okay. Now the following figure shows the summing point with two inputs. So next following figure is that. So is it clear? If these two having the input having the positive sign, then the output of that summing point is addition or summation. You can say it is a summation. Okay. So next one is here. The following figure shows the summing point with the two inputs A and B. Here same A and B, and one output here is Y. One output is Y. Here the input A and B are having the opposite sign. A and B are having opposite sign, that is plus here, and it is minus. So these two are the having opposite sign. Okay. So the summing point produces Y as the difference of A and B. Difference of A and B. How to write that? A is equal to Y is equal to A plus into bracket minus B, because this B is having the negative sign. So you can take that minus B. So that's why we have to write A minus, plus into minus is minus. Okay. So A minus B, that is output from this summing point. Output from this summing point. Output from this summing point. So Y is equal to A minus B. Y is equal to A minus B. Y is equal to A minus B. Okay. So next, the following, this is a, if these two are having is opposite sign, then it should give the subtraction or differences. Y is equal to A minus B. Okay. So next one is, the following figure shows the summing point with three inputs. Already I told you that summing point may be how two or more than inputs. Okay. So here it is having three inputs. Okay. One input is Y. So it is having two or more than two inputs, but it should have only one output. Okay. So here A and B are having the same sign. A and B are having positive signs, and C is having negative sign. C is having negative sign. So we can write y is equal to A plus B minus C. A plus B minus. So this is representing the combination of summation and subtraction. Summation and subtraction. Okay. Summing point is nothing but how to representing summing point, circle with cross line, circle with cross line. Okay, it is having two or more than two inputs and it should have only one output. It performs summation or subtraction or combination of summation and subtraction. Okay. Now next, take off point. Next one is take off point. So here takeoff point is a point from which same input signal can be passed through more than one branch. So input is same. So what is the function of this takeoff point is the input is same. The input is same. You can divide that input in different branches. You can divide that input in different branches. Okay. For that we are having takeoff point. We are using takeoff point. Okay. The takeoff point is a point from which the same input signal can be passed through more than one branch. Passed through more than one branch. That means with the help of takeoff point, we can apply the same input to one or more blocks. We can apply the same input to one or more blocks. So summing points. In the following figure, the takeoff point is used to connect same input R of S to two more blocks. So the input is same for these three blocks. Input is same for three boxes. Okay. So takeoff point. Next one is a takeoff point. The takeoff point is a point from which the same input signal can be passed through more than one branch. Okay. The input is same. So we can divide that input into three blocks. Three blocks or three paths. Three paths. Okay. So that's why we are using takeoff point. Okay. So in the following figure, the takeoff point is used to connect the same input, that is R of S, to two more blocks. Along with these blocks, we are having two more blocks. So for these also we are having the same input. We are having the same input. Okay. So in the next here we can see this figure. In the following figure, the takeoff point. In the following figure, the takeoff point is in the following figure, the takeoff point is used to connect the output C of S. C of S as one of the input to this summing point. As one of the input to this summing point. So here, this summing point is takeoff point is used to get input to this summing point. So you can use this takeoff point and summing point. Takeoff point and summing point. So this takeoff point is used to connect the summing point. Connect the summing point. Summing point ಗೆ input can connect this takeoff. Okay. So next, so this is about the basics elements of block diagram. Basics elements of block diagram. Okay. So next we are going to